and then your stallions, I guess, or studs or whatever. I'm not that well versed in the horse land, yeah. What that would be. Filling up on gas at Sunoco. $3.27 for regular unleaded. So $4.27 for ultra. More beeps. Beeps have been up lately. It's been like truck beeps, beeps here, beeps there, horns. So I couldn't help it. Beep, 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 beep. I used to say that, like, with taking care of some dogs, like, beep was sort of a quick command. It became like a way to get the dog's attention, like, beep, beep, don't do that, you know. Beep, like an urgent sound, I guess. So beeps became like a thing. I used to say beep, beep, over here, beep, you know. And then when I would leave them after a walk, I would say, you know, your mom or dad, you know, they'll be back, they'll be home, you know, they'll be home later. I kept reassuring the pets, you know. So it was beep, beep, and they'll be back later. And in fact, when I met a client for the first time years ago, this is like 2009 or 10, and I guess it was 2010, and I met up with them to talk about, you know, walking their dog, Winnie, and they lived over by the Kimmel Center back then, and when I was getting ready to go, they said, oh, you know, and you can talk to our dogs, you know, if you want, like, whatever, and we always say, you know, we always go beep, beep, and we'll be back later, we'll be back later. And I did have a moment of, oh my God, I say that all the time. So is that a coincidence, or did somebody already know what I did? Now, all you would have to do is know someone whose dog I walked, and they have a camera in their house, and I wouldn't know it, you know. And they could say, oh, it's so cute, she always says beep, beep, and I'll see you later, someone will be home later. So it was kind of, I just let it, you know, I didn't really care that much at the time, but in retrospect, they were kind of playing a little game. It's kind of creepy if someone, like, kind of implies that they know your private personal business, whether they happen to know from a fellow friend who hired you for the same service and saw or heard you on camera or whatever, or if they know through another means. So that's, you know, this is a big city. It's between DC and New York, so it's considered on the hot list, you know, for security and terrorism, stuff like that. And even though there's a good record here, there haven't been too many major incidents in all of history, I guess, other than writing the Constitution, but that's, you know, so of course we're known for the Liberty Bell, the Constitution, and the Constitution Center. And anyway, but can you imagine, like, everywhere you go, people are creeping you out because they know your private business, and, like, say they're tapped into, like, a special hearing world, and they don't want you to know, like, they want to almost brag about it to other people who would pick up on what they're doing. It's like a game. And it would be like they make references to what you wear in the privacy of your own home. Maybe they wear the exact same pajama top or something, and they just happen to have it on, or I don't know, you know. And it's like, how are they? That's weird. It's like too over the top coincidental. Creepy. They would be a modern form of stalkers. So, or murderers and terrorists, because if you keep terrorizing someone by implying that you know his or her personal business, which is a complete violation of someone's rights and privacy, then and if they get off on it, like, oh, we always say beep beep, see, yeah, we'll be back later, and they're kind of mocking you, or being funny about it. And you would have no idea because you're a normal person who can't even fathom that they would know your business in any other way other than recording you without your knowledge, you know, or you never seeing a camera in someone else's home. And, you know, hopefully, like these days, some people will ask, oh, you know, as say a dog walker or a pet sitter, oh, by the way, do you have cameras? Do you have a security system I should know about? Am I going to show up on a console in, like, you know, some other country, you know, or a monitor in some other country? So you never know. Someone could be traveling and they tap into their phone and it's like, oh my god, there's the pet sitter. Oh my god, she's eating our peanut butter, you know. Oh my god, she's baking a cake. So but, you know, when it gets down to it, like technically, by law, those people playing a game like that could be considered creepy terrorist spies, if you will. Are we going straight back on the same bridge, or what are we doing? To play around like that, like if they have special privileges and they could hear, say people can hear at a higher level, and it's like, no way, yes way, oh my god, look at this guy's wearing an earbud in his left, you know, maybe he can hear, and that's the way he tells people in the know. They're part of a justice system or a criminal system or criminal justice system, law enforcement, whatever. They're part of a special system, whistleblower, what have you. And they know that people can communicate if they're hooked in. Like you have to be hooked into certain people or a certain group, if you will. And say people got hooked into you and then played an all-out game to drive you crazy and like maybe even paranoid. Because you would have no idea. Like if I were to talk to anyone in my family, they would be like, no, like that doesn't make any sense. How would you be able to do that? Like that doesn't make any sense. It's so far beyond most people's comprehension that this can be done, that they would never fathom it. Because what does that mean? Do you have a chip in your brain? Do you have a receiver in your ear? Like, how does that work? See how it doesn't fit what we know to be in terms of communication? But I guess it's even far-fetched to think that we can talk over telephone lines in the sky. Like, how does that work? So I just pick up this phone, right? Like in the old days, I pick up this phone, I turn the dial, or we had push button. We didn't do the dial was too long. It's like, just get push button. Why wait like 5 minutes just to dial a number? You know, you've all nines in your number. So funny. Point being, when you think about it, how did that work to begin with? Okay, so I'm gonna pick up this phone. Somehow we have a phone line that gets hooked into a bigger power line or what have you, and somehow I can call someone around the world or down in Florida or in California or whatever, and they can actually hear me on the phone line. So even for people in the know on technology, like how deep does it get? Like how does it actually work for reals? Are we turning around? We just wanted to do a quick thing here. So, just saying. So it's hard to fathom that hearing could be, or communications could occur at all kinds of crazy levels. We have cell phones now, and it's even hard to imagine that. So I can pick up this thing, and somehow it taps into a tower with invisible waves, and somehow I can call someone anywhere around the world, and they can hear my voice. How does that work? So it's not